All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What's on the agenda for today? I've identified a few things that need to be taken off, one of which is the exhaust, so we'll take that off today. The two chain guards need to come off and be cleaned up a little bit. And the carburetor needs to come off and be cleaned. So just to make it easier for the carburetor, let's take the exhaust off first and go from there. All right. Since I saw smoke coming out of here, I'm going to have to take off this as well and clean out that, I don't know what you call it, the bracket that the exhaust pipe goes into. Get that spring out of there. And then come up, and I got a bolt up here. And it's got a bracket thingy, which I modified because these are always broke. There's a piece of rubber in between these two brackets. And that piece of rubber usually is gone or at least split apart. So I took a piece of an old mud flap that we found down by the highway and drilled a hole in it and put a bolt through it. So I'll have to take that apart. So let's get on with that first. I only need to take one of these loose. I think I'll try this one, see what happens. I'm not sure if it's got a captive nut on it or what. To eliminate the going to get the tools. Yeah, thankfully that's got a captive nut on it. That muffler is not attached to it anymore. So let's get the spring off. Got that disconnected. And that's all that holds it there. Let's see here. All right, the muffler. You couldn't see because the camera was on the other side, but this is the way it attaches. There's two pieces of metal that have a piece of rubber vulcanized in between them, and this attaches to the muffler end, and the other end up to the top shock bolt. Down here, there's a center mount, and that center mount has a grommet on it to give it a little bit of support. I don't know, I want to make sure I'm getting a picture of what I want to get a picture of. And what I did was, since it's so hard to hold the back of that, I welded an Allen wrench to it. I don't know if that'll rattle or not, but anyway, maybe I'll put a piece of rubber around it or something. And then down in front down here, which is the, I don't know, manifold. All right, there should be two springs on this manifold that hold the head pipe into there. So that's what we'll have and what we've disconnected. The muffler is off. Okay, next thing we're going to take off, let's make it the carb. That's a 13, is it? Yep, it's a 13. Okay, and I don't know if this is, yeah, you got to take this one, you got to take them both out. Well, come on, guy. Let me go get my hose pliers. Those are, I don't know if you can see those or not. Let me see, they have a special end on them. You can get these at Harbor Freight. They're pretty nice to have. But I'm not sure. I need to come up with it. Can I come up? I think it's pretty much out except for the throttle cable. There it goes. Now, what cables do we have here? We got this little hose. And we got this. And the carburetor is full. And it's leaking out now all over the place. You know, and you really do need to get the fire extinguisher. Instead of spending all this money on parts, I need to spend some money on safety. All right, let's take this little puppy apart. I don't know, it died, but well, there we go. Oh, that's really clean in there. The only question is, you see this tube, this goes down in this hole, and this hole has to have access to this other hole down here. So this goes down in, and there has to be air continuity to here, because this is, I believe, this is the enrichment, yes, or choke, or starter, as they call it. So we do want to find out for sure if that has good continuity. And what we don't want to do is spray it all over our camera, but let's see if we can see it. Whoa, yeah, you can see it come all the way through. This hole down in the bottom here is where this fits, and there's a little tiny O-ring on there, and that's where you pick up your main running gas. And that's clean too. Now it picks up its gas depending on what size main jet you have. So one of the things we'd like to determine here is what size is this main jet. And to determine that, I need to go get a magnifying glass . Yeah, that's pretty tight too. So I'm going to need 14 wrench again. So if we stick that in there, and we put this one on here, we should be able to get that loosened up. All right, I'm going to take this. I don't have a magnifying glass out here. All right, so what I've determined is this is a 160, which is proper for this particular bike. And my next attempt will be to get the pilot jet out. And that's always fun. I hope that's coming. I can't tell. Yeah, I think it is. Alright. Because this thing wouldn't idle, this is my, well, there's some crud on it. I don't know if you can see it right there. I don't know if that's affecting anything, or more likely, yeah. I don't think I want to see if I can see through there. Yes, I can. Yeah, I can see through both those holes. So they're not clogged. Let's see if we can see through the... Well, you know what? There might be. Well, let me squirt some stuff through it. I don't think it's going to get any bigger. Alright, we cleaned that out. What I need to see, make sure we are alright. So that's good. I should take this out. Make sure the little washer is in there. Come on out of there. There, that's out. We know the float's kind of working. Make sure. Well, it's not moving real free. Well, it should drop out of there. I'm going to need to take that apart. And let me get that out. That wasn't leaking, but didn't seem to be sliding real easy in there either. Alright, let's put this new assembly in with the new washer. All right. Okay. Pilot jet is installed. All right, the little cap that goes in there, of course, don't forget this guy. There is some crud on this washer. I'm just going to scrape it off with my fingernail. I don't want to put any scratches on it with a metal object. I may just take a piece of sandpaper and move it lightly over there. All right. It's not the most perfect washer I've ever seen. All right, that's in. Allow me to see what size jets we have. Well, that's easy enough to change, so I'm going to stick the 170 in there. Okay, we've cleared the passages. Crud around there. Alright, how's that look in there? Alright, so the gas sits in a bowl. It goes down through this hole here, if you can see that. And then it comes into these holes here on this. This is to allow quick main jet changes. It's really nice. You don't have to take the carburetor off or anything. You just pull this bolt out, and I thought that was a 14. Yes, it is. And stick a new jet on it, and away you go. And tighten them down. Alright, well, I got the carburetor cleaned up. I put a new needle and seat in it because I had one. And it's kind of back in place here, and we'll get it installed and move on to the next item.